Hi guys, I just got home a little bit ago and I had a aha moment that I really wanted to share before I forgot. INFJs, why do you get angry whenever I gotta hold myself back on this one. Why do you get angry at people for not giving you the response that you want? You know what I'm talking about. You're probably chuckling on the other side because you didn't. You know it's my big secret. You try to never show signs. You try to keep the peace and be kind and never bring up the fact that you're upset. Yeah, I know. I know. She's like, shh, don't spoil our secret, Eric. Shh, let us INFJs have our privacy. Yeah, well, I'm going to be talking about that in this video, so if you would like to be able to keep that clear conscience and not have anybody know, click away. If you want self-improvement videos and tips on how to improve your quality of life, keep watching. Sorry guys, I had to come out in the open eventually. So you INFJs, why do you get upset when people don't give you the response that you're looking for? Probably, I'm assuming this happens more with female INFJs. Wives, why do you get upset when your husbands don't give you the emotional response you're looking for? No, don't you judge. Don't you judge. Alright, I don't agree with how women overreact, especially female INFJs. You're like, how dare he? Yes, well, I don't agree with it. I think it's very irrational. And I've said this before in my other videos, I am a TI dominant INFJ, so of course me being TI dominant, rationale doesn't quite agree with emotion. But hear me out. You know, my videos have been good for you so far, so hear me out. I think that female INFJs, well, females in general, but I can't generalize. I don't like generalizing. I think female INFJs are unfair and very hyped up and irrational whenever they get upset. And part of this is due to the high amounts of estrogen and oxytocin in your body. And that's normal, but I do think that the irrational I don't want to use the term retorts, response. Thank you. The irrational responses are very unwarranted a lot of the times. And I'm not going to go into detail because it's not going to benefit anybody. So I'll just say, I know. I know you. I know why. I know when it happens. I understand you. I personally, I'm TI dominant. If someone screams at me, okay, that's my response. My boss earlier today said, "You are so unprofessional. I just can't stand it. I can't stand." I'm laughing as I say this. You're so unprofessional, and somehow the higher ups said it's okay, and you got away with it. I don't think it's good at all. Because I'm out there sitting out front. I have strawberries on the sidewalk. Hey, I'm there for 12 hours. I offered to pull a double. So you better believe I'm going to be eating on the job. So I'm sitting outside, not even at my desk. I'm outside, waiting. I'm working security, waiting for people to come in. I have my cell phone in one hand. I have the security card lying on the ground next to me. I have a bag of strawberries out in front of me. My legs crossed, half Indian style, on a chair, and I'm just chilling. You're like, Eric, that is unprofessional. No, it's realistic. I mean, in 20 years, like, this is some supervisor who's correcting me, and I'm thinking, at 17 years old, you were at some other manager's feet, and now you're doing the exact thing that you hated at that time. You're a hypocrite. Ha, I'm not. I never will be. So, because I'm careful not to be. Anyways, I had a joy on that one. And I told him, I said, okay. He says, call your manager. Okay. I just didn't care. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Someone comes at me with emotion, I come at them with logic. Okay. Am I harming anybody? Am I doing anybody wrong? Anybody at all? One might say, well, you're doing the company wrong. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm really not, because they never told me to dress professionally. They never told me to dress business casual. And I got permission, not from him, from the not CEO, owner. There's individual managers. So like the business manager of the building. What do you call those? Ops managers? Not district managers. Special ops man. I think ops manager. Anyways, operation manager. He said it was fine. He said I could sit out there without a chair on the sidewalk and I'd be fine. So I did. But anyways, I'm getting off track. Women, I get it. You know, I'm not going to go into detail, but you come at me with emotion, I'm going to come at you with logic. If my wife were to get angry and yell, I'm going to say, look, honey, you need to calm down. Don't you tell me to calm down. At that point, I'm fed up with it and I'm done. I'm just done. You want to say, well, Eric, you need to have a little bit more compassion. You're not a woman. You don't understand. Yes, I do understand. That's why I've been able to make these videos for both genders. I get it. And my eyes are closed because I'm resting them. I've had a long day. I get it. I am fully aware. But if you haven't watched my last video, you need to do so because it prepares you for this one. Go check out the psychosomatic cycles. It's 3 minutes long. Really, really good. Probably the best video I've ever made. You'll be blessed. I have 23 minutes on my phone. I'm fine. Speaking of which, let me get a drink. All right, I'm back. So back to what I was saying. I do get it, and you know, it's not something that's beyond your control. It is something that you struggle with more than men because men have a chemical in our body called vasopressin. Our testosterone synergizes with it, and guess what? It dampens our emotions and helps us to think rationally. That's why, quite frankly, men don't care about bonding like you do. Oxytocin synergizes with your estrogen. So when you get emotional, it's because something triggered you. Yes, you can help it. No, I'm not a woman, but I understand biologically, psychologically, and physiologically why you do the things you do, and I don't agree with it, and I don't think it's okay, and I don't think it's excused that you should be allowed to get away with things that we can't. I think we each have our own struggles, and quite frankly, men struggle to be emotional, and we struggle to be vulnerable. So I don't think that either party is excused. I think that we both have our own struggles, and I would speak to anybody the same way, just like I did to my supervisor's face. I don't care. There is right and there is wrong. There is a point whenever you have wronged somebody. That's gone too far. And I don't think that anybody's without excuse. I think everybody has the potential to hold their tongue. And if you can't do that, then you're at fault. If you cuss somebody out or you insult them, I just couldn't help myself. That's something you need to work on. Anybody can help themselves. A child can help themselves. Come on. If a 5-year-old can say nothing, be it because they're scared or because they were raised to be respectful to, and you honor your mom and dad at the dinner table, don't say anything. And they can't say, come on. If a 5-year-old can hold their tongue and you're 25 and you're saying, well, you don't know what it's like to be a woman, don't give me that. Don't give me that. If a child can behave better than us, let's get real. We're adults. And we got older, and guess what? We got conceited, we got cocky, we got arrogant. I've seen it before. I've heard it before. I don't want to hear it anymore. So then your desires make you contentious. Your desires are the problem. The Bible's clear. Desire wages war within our souls. That's where fights and quarrels come from. You can't hold your tongue. You want to yell. You're unhappy with another person. You feel like you've been the one wronged, so you feel like you have a cause. Desire. Why? What do you want that you're not getting? Figure it out, work on it, and if you can't get it, then that person isn't good for you. End of story. TI dominant. You know, emotions and TI dominant INFJs are very rare, and I understand that. So I'm not bashing on anyone, and I'm not saying your feelings don't matter, and probably you FE dominant INFJs are a little bit upset at these comments because you feel they're unfair. I used to be FE dominant until my TI developed around the age of 2021. So I understand. I remember how I used to think. So I'm not at all saying that your feelings don't matter. I'm saying they're irrational sometimes because sometimes they are irrational. And that's a fact. Are they justified? Yeah, of course. But it doesn't mean you have to act on them. Those are two completely different topics. They're not tied together, and a lot of INFJs get used to the psychosomatic cycle. Watch my video of thinking that it's normal. It's not normal. It's not normal for somebody to have an emotional meltdown or scream because they're angry or have a psychosomatic break, like I've covered in my other 2 videos. It's not normal. It happens because of external, finish the sentence, environment, stimuli, person, word, comment, action. All of it. So what you're really saying, when you think this way and you think that it's normal and you think that it's just something that you have to deal with, what you're really saying is somebody else's actions affect me so much I can't control myself. That means that you have something to work on. So don't say you can't help yourself. What you're really saying is other people have more control over you than you do. That means you don't have control over you. Get control over yourself. Yes, you can help yourself. Yes, you can control your emotions. Yes, you can change the way you think. Yes, you can choose how you react in this situation. Yes, you can choose not to gossip, not to be angry, not to post that hateful comment on YouTube. Please respect my heart. I make these videos for you guys because I love you and because I know you can become something great. Not to say you're not already something great, but there is always room for improvement, and the more we improve, the more we shine. Right? We can be rough around the edges, or we can stand out and just race past everybody else in life. We'll make it to the top. We'll be the humbler person. We'll be the gentler person because they can't do it because they chose not to run through their scars, because they chose not to improve on themselves. So while they're having a toxic, unhappy life full of depression, I'm going to have conquered my depression. I'm going to have conquered the way that I think. I'm going to have changed the way that I think. I'm going to make my life better. While everybody else is waiting for life to get better, I'm going to take my circumstances, I'm going to change the way I view them, and I'm going to make my life better. I'm going to make myself better. And I'm going to find somebody who is as healthy as me. I'm doing this for you. Who is as healthy as me in the way that they think, in the way that they feel, in the way that they act, that they're going to make my life better while I make their life better. I'm going to find a partner, a companion, a friend that's going to do life with me. And it's not going to be that old way of life that was handed down to me, that way of depression, that way of nobody understands me. Oh, I'm an INFJ, nobody gets me. Oh, it's so annoying to have my cat meowing in the middle of my videos. Oh, I'm an INFJ, nobody gets me, no one understands me. Oh, sure, now you run away. One moment. She wouldn't stop screaming for me. So as I was saying, give me a moment. I have to think, what was I saying? Right. So, you won't be thinking when everybody else is still thinking, man, I'm so depressed, or man, I can't help myself, or man, this or that. You're going to be saying, all right, fine, just go. You want to go? You cried for me. Okay, that's fine. So, you cried for me. I was about to say that again. You're going to be a healthy individual, and you're not going to be living that way of life that was handed down to you, the way of depression and pain, and oh, no one understands me, oh, I'll never be loved, oh, I just don't understand why this is happening, oh, I wish somebody would just take the time to care for me, and oh, I feel so overwhelmed every day. And you're not going to be living that way anymore. Not to speak negativity, I'm sorry. I got carried away in my talking. I'm sorry, guys. I felt it too. I stopped. Um, you'll be better. So these videos can seem harsh. Be thankful and thank God for me that I'm a TI dominant INFJ, because I can help you understand these things, because I'm also an INFJ and I know what it means to think with your FE. Excuse me. So, I forget how this video started out. Give you a moment. Why do you get upset when someone doesn't give you the answer you want? Two reasons. Desire, because you wanted it and you didn't get it. I won't dive too much into that in this video. And two, because when you don't get that, you're asking a question or you're looking for that response because you feel like it is going to fulfill a part of you that's not already fulfilled. When that person does not give you what you were looking for, you're upset because it puts you back in a position of longing for something that you have not gotten. Maybe it's a love language. Maybe it's a compliment. Maybe it's an act of service. Maybe it's someone asking you a question in return. Maybe it's feeling like you want to be more understood or more known, or maybe it's the desire to bond. When you don't get that, you get angry. Understanding this about yourself is key because it allows you to avoid seeking the response and instead take steps around the stressor. I'm not going to say much more than that. It's very cut and dry. Knowing what stresses you out, knowing what's the trigger, allows you to walk around the trigger to get to the same end result you were looking for. I'm burned out, made lots of videos, my throat hurts, and I'm exhausted. I've been up since 4 in the morning. It is now what? 7:30 p.m. at night. Peace out, guys. See you next time.